Good evening. Thank you for being here. This is a Vermont Public Service Board public hearing in docket number 8564 regarding a petition filed by GMP Solar Richmond LLC requesting a certificate of public good to install and operate a 2.0 megawatt solar electric generating facility off Governor Peck Highway here in Richmond, Vermont. My name is Lynn Fabrizio. I'm a staff attorney with the board. And the board has appointed me to serve as hearing officer for this proceeding. The purpose of tonight's hearing is to provide an opportunity to hear input from the public on the petition. The comments received at this hearing will become part of the public record. And in addition to providing comments at tonight's public hearing, you may send the board an email or a letter with your thoughts on the proposed project. I have a handout available on the proceeding itself, including a procedural schedule, as well as copies of the Citizen's Guide to the 240 petition process for your information. And the handout includes the board's email and mailing addresses for submitting written comments on the project. So tonight's hearing will be transcribed by a court reporter. And this transcript, along with all of the comments received by the board, become part of the case's public file, so that board members, staff, and participants in the case can consider the public comments. And although these comments do not become part of the formal evidence unless they are formally entered into the record, they're especially helpful in raising new issues or perspectives that the board should consider. So we look forward to hearing from your input tonight. The transcript will be available on the board's website in probably 2 weeks at psbvermont.gov. So tonight we do have representatives from the petitioner, GMP Solar, and from the Department of Public Service as well. And I've invited the company to provide some opening remarks on generally describing the project if folks would like to hear about the project itself. And I'd also invite the department to speak if you'd like to hear about the Department of Public Service's role in these proceedings. So, is there interest in hearing from GMP Solar?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, thanks.
Sure, so I can give you a brief overview of the project. I'm Lincoln Landy from Grow Solar. We're working with GMP Solar Richmond to develop the project. As discussed, the project is a 2.0 megawatt AC project located off of Governor Peck Highway in Richmond, Vermont. So this is essentially the project area outlined in black here, and this is also available with the board to get a closer look. Currently on the site are a substation and several transmission lines, as well as distribution lines that run through the property. The property is generally elevated away from any surrounding neighborhoods, including as well as the highway to the south. So the site plan over here gives you a better idea of what is proposed. So there's an existing access road that comes up from Governor Peck Highway into the project area. This is used to access the substation. So it runs all the way around the project, and the substation, existing substation, is down here towards the southern corner of the project as well. So no other access roads will be proposed for the project. There is some clearing proposed towards the southern boundary, facing the interstate side. So there will be some clearing in the green, as indicated here. There will be selective clearing in the orange, as indicated here. However, although the general tree height will change, it will still remain shielded from public view. And there is also a little bit of clearing up in the northern boundary right here. And these indicate the current transmission lines that are running through the property, as well as down here.
Okay, thank you. Now, would folks like to hear from the department representative? Alternatively, she will be available after the hearing as well to talk.
That's me. If anyone wants to chat to me afterwards, or if you want me to give a general overview of what we do in the process.
Well, I'd love to hear what, have you come up with an opinion yet on the project?
No, we're still in the very early stages of the review. So at the moment there's rolling discovery. That's where the overview on the project.
Would you like to hear from about the role of the department?
I think can ask questions afterwards.
Okay, great. So then we'll open the floor to public comment. I think I've got everybody here who has indicated an interest in speaking. And when you do speak, please speak clearly for the court reporter's sake. So first on the list is Mr. Urbanek.
Jeff Urbanek, I'm the town manager. The select board understands the project pretty well. The town hasn't taken a pro or con stance on this project. I think overall it's been very well received. But if anybody from the public has any issues for the select board, I think they'd be happy to hear it, but so far we haven't had any.
Thank you. Next we have Mr. Granda.
Yeah, that's me. So I'm Chris Granda. Until last March, I was a member of the Richmond Select Board. I'm an energy economist and was a consultant on the state total energy study, and I'm also a solar electric project developer. This site, just by happy coincidence, is nearly perfect for this project. It's a site that most people in Richmond, including me, didn't even know existed until we heard about the proposed project. And I think it will be an asset to the state, to GMP, and to the town. And we're frankly looking forward to it. When this was presented to the select board and I attended that meeting, there was general interest on the part of the select board, but no opposition to it. So I think that for a variety of reasons, Richmond, and particularly this site in Richmond, are a great place for a project of this sort. Other than that, the only thing that I would like to ask is sort of a general question that I don't even know if there's an answer to, which is that the current system of regulation and the approach of the PSB towards renewable energy projects in general, but photovoltaic projects in particular, was developed at a time when this technology was much more expensive, a much more expensive way to generate electricity. We're in a situation now where the price of these projects has fallen so dramatically over the last 5 years that we have what Vermont Digger recently described as a gold rush going on in Vermont. That's a gold rush that I'm very happy to see happen. I think it's a positive thing, but from wearing my hat as a former member of the select board, I do wonder whether the regulatory system and processes that we have are allowing Vermont citizens to benefit from this gold rush in a way that might be most beneficial. Just to give you a example, the town of Richmond recently went out to bid to become an off-taker on any renewable energy project in the GMP service territory. GMP serves the town of Richmond. That would offer a discount on our current electricity rate and save the town money. We received two very attractive proposals, one that involved a project that was not dissimilar to this one in terms of size and scope, neither of which were actually located within the town of Richmond. And this project, as proposed, will, my understanding, will generate some tax revenues for the town of Richmond, but not directly benefit the town in terms of discount on electricity, the town's current electricity bills, or direct benefits to the town citizens. I mean, hopefully, all GMP customers will benefit from low-cost, carbon-free power in the long run. But I think we're in a the change in the price of this technology has put us in a different economic world. And the question that I'm trying to ask at great length is, does our current regulatory process allow the citizens of Vermont to take advantage of that in the best way possible? Thank you.
Are you posing that as a general question, or would you like a response from the company possibly?
And maybe it's a question for the PSB representative. I don't know. I guess I'm posing it generally.
It sounds to me as though you're talking about net metering opportunities, possibly for the town.
Possibly, yeah. Or community solar opportunities for town citizens.
And I don't know, Jeannie, would you like to?
I guess that's sort of out of my realm. I'm an attorney for the Public Service Department. I think it might be better directed at one of our planning staff, but I can talk to you after the hearing about this, and I can put you in touch with the right people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Would either community solar or GMP like to address that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't have anything to add.
Okay, great. Next on the list is Mr. Forward.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. I'm really glad you came to town. Welcome to Richmond. We have a new tavern up the street, and we have a brand new brewery just over the bridge. I invite you all back for a beer afterwards. I've lived in town for over 35 years. I'm a renewable energy and energy efficiency consultant, and I've been the town energy coordinator since 1992. What I have done relative to this project is I visited the site. I actually visited the site before construction began, and a few weeks after they started construction. I met with GMP representatives and the town officials to discuss what this project was, just to understand what it was. And what my conclusion is that this is really an excellent site and an excellent project for all involved. Its access to the substation is pretty ideal, and the transmission lines pretty ideal for a project of this scale. The site was pretty much a wasteland beforehand. Not a brownfield per se, but it was a place where there were junk trailers and just pretty much a construction. I believe it was a construction company that owned it previously, and there was construction debris and blown out trailers and a real eyesore. And yet, very few people in town even knew it existed. This seems like a really good way to use this marginal land in a productive way that promotes the use of clean, renewable energy and provides the town with some tax revenue. My only hope is that once it's constructed, that they'll participate in the solar solstice celebrations, that we might have some open houses where people can see what the renewable energy future looks like in a good and responsible development, and celebrate it as a success. So I, for one, and I've told the town officials this as well, I, for one, really support this project and welcome you to town.
Yes.
I appreciate Mr. Forward's comments very much. I just wanted to make one small correction that we haven't started construction on the site yet, and we won't until the CPG is received.
I think maybe what I was referring to is that there was some of the trailers, perhaps before you purchased it, some of the construction debris was removed, and that was a good thing. It has tended to be kind of, there's a trailer park nearby, and when a trailer gets abandoned, people don't know what to do with it. I don't know whether that was, but there were some pretty bad trailers up there, and I'm happy to see them go.
Thank you. Mr. Urban, are you expecting anyone else to show? No. Okay. Are there any further comments anyone would like to tonight. We appreciate your comments, and